Hello, my dear students. I hope you all have been doing well. From today, we are going to start our new experiment, and this is about the protein. And for whatever lecture we have studied, whatever experiment we have discussed about till now, that were about the urine analysis. And from lecture number 1, experiment number 1 to 5, we studied about urine analysis. And then now from experiment number 6 to onwards, we will be studying about protein, and then after that we will be studying about the experiment of lipids and so on. So for understanding the experiment about the protein, we have to understand about what are a protein. So first we would be going to study about the introduction, and for this I have to open the introduction of protein. So this is the for understanding about the experiment of protein, we have to know about actually what are protein, what are the molecule that are involved in the building of protein, and what function protein can perform in our body, and on the basis of what characteristic we have classified the protein. And then we will be studying that why protein, what is this main function that protein cannot perform, and what is the characteristic phenomena of protein. So let's start from here. First of all, we have to understand that what are protein. So actually protein are macromolecule. These are the made up of a monomeric subunit like the other biological macromolecule, carbohydrate, lipid. So what macromolecule made up protein? The macromolecule, what monomeric molecule made up of these macromolecule. So actually these are the different amino acid. So in nature 20 or 21 amino acid exist in nature. These amino acid, we can see here, these amino acid link together via peptide bond and make a polypeptide chain, and different polypeptide chain then join together with different forces and make the macromolecule of protein. So this is the definition of protein. What are protein? Protein are actually biological macromolecule like the carbohydrate, like the lipid, and they are made up of amino acid subunit. So now we will be seeing that what function protein can perform in our body. Actually protein can be act in our body as antibody. They can perform the catalysis like enzyme. They can be used as a messenger, and they can perform the structural function in our body, and it can store or transport different nutrients in our body. So what are the antibodies? Antibodies are actually one type of protein, and these protein, what function they perform? Whenever they found any foreign particle in our body, they scavenge that foreign particle or neutralize that foreign particle, and immunoglobulin G is one of the example of this type of protein. And the other type of protein is the enzyme. Some protein can perform the catalysis, catalytic function in our body. They speed up of reaction. So one of the enzyme, that is phenylalanine hydroxylase, is a type of protein that perform catalysis in our body, body reactions. So actually you have understand about various enzyme during my lecture that we are taking in the biochemistry subject. We are understanding there the metabolic pathways of lipid, carbohydrate and protein. In that we have encountered a number of enzymes. So all these enzymes are made up of protein. not all but most of the enzyme are made up of protein, and the protein can perform the function as messenger. So how it can perform the perform their function as messenger? Actually, messenger are the molecule that transmit the signal. So how protein can transmit the signal? Protein can bind with the receptor in the form of a ligand, and then protein transmit the signal from outside the cell to the inside of the cell, and this process is called as signal transduction. And the messenger that means and the protein that transmit the signal from outside the body from into the inside, from outside the cell to the inside of the cell. So this protein is called as the messenger, and we can also say it's as a ligand of a receptor. So growth hormone is one of the example of such type of protein, and the some protein are provide or give shape of our body or give shape of the body cell. So such type of protein called as structural protein. So and actin is one of the this type of protein. So where actin found? Actin actually found in the cytoplasm of the cell, and you can see you found that different cell in our body have different function shapes. So some cells in our body are rectangular shape, some are oval shape, some are triangular shape. So all these shapes are having exhibit by the cells due to the having of one type of protein into this cytoplasm, that is actin. And also there are some protein that provide the shape to the cell. These are the microtubule. So protein can also perform storage function in our body, that is ferritin stored iron in our body or transport iron in our body. However, another type of protein that provide the storage transportation function in our body is the hemoglobin, and the myoglobin is one of the type of protein that perform the storage function in our body. So hemoglobin and myoglobin are means hemoglobin transport oxygen and myoglobin store the oxygen in our body. So these protein are classified into different type according to their function. They may be structural protein, they may be contractile protein, they may be transport protein, they may be storage, hormone, enzyme, or protection protein. So we have already studied about these all type of protein. So we also have understand about these are the amino acid. Now we are going to understand that what is the important function that protein cannot perform. Although we have studied that protein can perform all these type of function, we can see here they can be act as antibody, enzyme, messenger, structural protein, transport, and storage protein. But still here is a function in our body that other biological macromolecule can perform. Carbohydrate, lipid can perform, but protein cannot perform. And what is this function? Actually this function is the storage of the energy, as lipid stored energy and release when our body need energy. Glucose, carbohydrate stored energy and release whenever our body need energy. However, protein are that type of macromolecule that cannot perform the function of energy reservoir, means protein cannot store energy. So protein cannot perform the function of energy storage. However, they can means perform means other they can store other means nutrient in our body, but they cannot store energy. So this is one important function that protein cannot perform. And then protein is different from other biological macromolecule, especially from lipid and carbohydrate, in terms that they are exhibiting one important type of phenomena that we call as protein denaturation and protein renaturation. So what is this protein denaturation and renaturation? We can study from here. So actually protein are present in our body in the form I'm sorry, in this form of structure. I cannot pronounce it. I'm sorry. So protein are present in our body in this type of structure. We say this structure as a quaternary structure. Mainly protein are present as a folded form or quaternary structure. So why protein are present in our body as a quaternary structure? Because the means protein cannot perform their function if it is present in its native form. It is present in its primary structure. So the for the protein to perform its function, it should be present into the folded form or the quaternary structure. So why protein is exhibiting this quaternary structure? This quaternary structure is due to the presence of different forces, means electrostatic forces, hydrogen bonding, van der Waals forces. So all these forces link different polypeptide chain with each other and different subunits of protein with each other. So due to the this linking of different polypeptide and different subunits with each other through this forces, protein exhibit this quaternary structure. So what happened when and this quaternary structure of protein find in our body when our body or when our body is having optimum temperature, optimum pH and optimum concentration of salts. So if what happened, if we will increase the temperature, we will increase the concentration of salt in our body, or in during any experimental condition, or if we will increase the temperature, pH and salt concentration in our body or during any experiment. So what happened, the forces that are present between different polypeptide chain, for example hydrophobic forces, hydrogen bonding, electrostatic forces, these forces would get disrupted, and due to the disruption of these forces, protein lose this structure and come in the unfolded form. So this process, when protein lose its quaternary structure and turn into unfolded form, so this process is called as protein denaturation. So however, and this phenomena is not exhibited by carbohydrate and lipid. And when what happened, if we will we will low the concentration of the salt, low the temperature and low the pH, then protein will go again this quaternary structure. So this phenomena would be say as renaturation of the protein. So protein is unique from other biological macromolecule like from lipid and carbohydrate, just because protein is exhibiting the phenomena of denaturation and renaturation, and protein is the macromolecule that cannot reserve energy. So these are two basic things that make unique protein from carbohydrate and lipid. So this is all about the introduction of protein. Now we will be studying in our next video that our experiment number 6, that is about the protein. So I hope you have understand it. Thank you very much and Allah Hafiz.